Hello, hello. How are you? All right, everybody's hopping on. Holy hell, look at my hair. All right. How are you guys? Happy Martin Luther King Day. I'm sure many of you guys are home. We'll let people hop on. All right. Hello, hello. How are your kids doing today? Are they behaving with the change, with the day off? I know some of us would have already had off, like we would have already had off because it snowed last night or yesterday. And so we would have already had off if it wasn't, MLK. So I don't know where you guys are, but in the DC metropolitan area, Maryland, DC, Virginia, it snowed. All right. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Raven Woods. I'm the CEO and founder of Autism Mama Rocks IEP, and I help parents gain the knowledge and the confidence to become the CEO of their IEP meeting. So with that said, today we are going to be talking about, and I'm not going to be on here long. It's not going to be an hour and a half. I promise. I know I say that, but I promise. If you're on the page, you're welcome to share this. This is also on YouTube and then the group. So for people on the group, make sure for comments, you click the link where it's kind of scrolling at the bottom now. It's streamyard.com/Facebook. So I'll do... All right, I put it in the comments for you. So all you got to do is click that and you have to say yes. And what it is Facebook's way of you all giving permission that your little circle picture for Facebook can be seen. If not, I don't know who you are. It's the stupidest thing, but whatever, it's fine. All right. So for those of you who are new to catching me live, it's your first through third time. All right. Post a 1 below. All right. So first through third time, post a 1 below. Okay. If you are after 3 times, you are an oldie but goodie, post a 2 below. Okay. Make sure you guys do that. So we are going to, and if you're catching the replay, welcome and enjoy the chat. All right. It's going to be very short and simple. Okay. I know today is like a busy day. Everybody has their kids home. So it's crazy. All right. So here's the deal. When you get your progress reports, all right, normally most schools are on a 9-week, every 9 weeks, your children, either get report cards or progress reports. Not all children with special education and who are in special education get report cards. Okay. It's just not possible for some of the kids. So whatever it is that you get, what you have to focus on is, what is a grading period? All right. And when do children with non-disabilities get their report cards? That's the day that you're supposed to get your progress report. All right. Progress reports, just like everything else, okay, your PWNs, your FERPA request, which is your child's whole scholastic record, everything can be provided to you via email. Do not let the school district tell you any different, all right? They're not telling you the truth. Every piece of information regarding your child, like I said, the FERPA request, which is everything, when they give you everything, because even though you ask for things, they don't give it all to you. Um, you need to make sure that you know that it can be provided to you via email. And that's on FERPA website. You can be provided via email. All right. And so you need to request it that way. I prefer to I can't even say it. I prefer to receive all of my documents, my child's FERPA requests, my child's PWNs, progress reports, IEPs, everything, meeting invites, etc., via email. All right. And then what you can do, like I've taught you guys before and what I teach in my course and that sort of thing, is all you have to do is create a Google Drive doc, okay, and folder, and then itemize those folders. So you can say, create a folder that says 2021-22, all right, and then create folders within that document. So it can be a folder of IEPs, there can be a folder of PWNs, there can be a folder of meeting invites, there can be a folder of data, there can be a folder of your FERPA request, whatever it is, evaluations, etc. Okay, so stay organized like that. But I love, having things sent to me via email because it's just a lot more convenient. And if you want to print it out, you can, but then you're not having a crap ton of paperwork and doing this whole thing with files and this, that, and the other. You have it. Now, obviously, you want to have it in maybe 2 different places. So you could, have Dropbox, which is great. All right. And it's free for a period of time. Or until you have so much in it. And then, I pay $9 a month. It's cheap, Google Drive obviously is free. And then you also have Word, which I think that's $9.99 a month as well. I love Dropbox. And then I also have the Google. Okay. So that's what I suggest. And then you have it in 2 separate spaces that if your computer crashed, they're not on your computer, if that makes sense. Okay. So, and then important things, because I like to hold what I have, especially if I'm in a meeting, I like to highlight stuff, that sort of thing. Then you can just print it out at that time if you want to. Okay. So every 9 weeks, let's just hypothetically say that you guys get report cards and or progress reports every 9 weeks. Well, some of you don't get progress reports. I have clients that have said, "What's a progress report?" Well, and then I explain it to them. You're supposed to get it every, 9 weeks or whatever your grading period is. And this is what it's supposed to have. So, even though you're supposed to get them, you have to be mindful of the fact that not everybody gets them, and then not everybody gets them each 9 weeks, So you get your progress reports. If you don't get them, ask for them, okay, when you know that report cards go out. All right. Don't forget, post a 1 below if it's your first through third time. Catch me live. Post a 2 below. Look, I can't even count. 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. Okay. And then click the link that's in the comments that says streamyard.com/Facebook so that you can post and I see who you are if you're on the group. All right. So the next thing, you're going to ask for data collection sheets to track progress on the IEP. All right. So your school, all right, whoever it is that is working with your child, that can be speech, that could be the teacher, that could be, whoever, okay, assistive technology, it could be OT, anybody. All right. So if you have a goal in that area, all right, whoever it is that's working on that goal needs to be taking data. So more likely than not, they keep data sheets, or they should. Okay. And those data sheets should be how they're taking the data, and measure, to be able to measure that progress or lack thereof from the goals in your child's IEP, so that every 9 weeks you're not getting, which is why I'm totally creating my present levels and goals course, because you cannot, all right, just get a progress report that says, okay, here's the goals, which you guys already know because it's in your IEP, right? And then it say making progress, moderate progress, mastered, all of that stuff. I could write up a document and send it to you and say that. Okay. So you have to look at things as they are and at face value. All right. It's not one of those things where, how do you say this? So it's kind of like, we don't want to say, okay, you're being dishonest with us and not give them the benefit of the doubt, etc. Even though special education today, we all know that dishonesty happens. It does. It's just fact. It is what it is. And a lot of times, no, it's not the teachers. Okay. Now they're told what to do. They unfortunately have become, which is why they want to quit and everything else that's going on today, because they're treated like puppets. Okay. And nobody likes being a puppet. And in today's day and age, teachers are over it. And I don't blame them. What's unfortunate is we're losing good teachers. But the fact is how can you blame them? How can you blame someone not wanting to be a puppet? Because the good ones are hard to come by. And the good ones are the ones that are quitting, unfortunately, for some reason. No. But we're in a major crisis right now. And so I just want to throw something out there to you that if you do have a good special education teacher and gen ed teacher, or if you just have one that's good and one that's not so much, then tell them that. Let them know that you appreciate them, and let them know that you appreciate what it is that they're doing for your child. And, let them know that, which they already know this, all right? But let them know that that parents know that they have the power right now. Schools are not going to fire them. They're too desperate. So this is the time. It's like, shoot, it's Martin Luther King Day, for goodness sakes, okay? Think about, what did he do? He stood out, okay? He did not care what other people thought. And he was highly respected for what he stood for. I love that about people who do that, that's one thing I will say about me. I've said to people, I'm not for everybody, not any one advocate is for everybody, and let me tell you, I'm struggling on TikTok, guys. I'm going to put up a poll because I need your help. I need serious help because me, I'll talk. So I have trouble with this whole 30-second to 1 minute thing. Like, my personality is not coming out fully because I don't know how to get my words across in 30 seconds to a minute. Okay, going back to teachers. Teachers have the power, and I pray that they use it, because just like the person we're respecting and taking a holiday to think about everything that he did, we need to take the time to look at everything that good teachers do and really celebrate that, because we are in a huge deficit. Now, my attitude is, the bad ones, good riddance. Have a nice day. Bye. Peace. But the good ones are the ones that we don't want to use, and that's where it really stinks. And so if you have a teacher, whether it's your gen ed teacher or your special ed teacher or both of them, let them know that you appreciate them, and let them know that you understand and empathize that it is a hard time right now, and that, that you get it and that you understand as best as you can, obviously, because you're not teachers, or some of you aren't. And just let them know that. I think that will go a long way. Okay. Now, obviously, if there's someone who's lied to you and you don't like them and whatever, say nothing. But as far as, the good ones, you got to let those good ones know. Okay. Here's the thing. Tell New York nurses 34,000 and growing because of they're not getting the shot. So, all right. So when you get your progress reports, ask for the data collection sheets. All right. And that is what should be tracking your child's progress. All right. If they can't give you the data collection sheets, what the hell are they doing? All right. And you say, I want my child's data collection sheets to support the progress reports in the academic, behavior, and functional goals for all your child's goals. whatever they are. And it could be for speech and OT and services as well. You need to get that. Okay? You have to get that. Do not just take that, I hate that stupid piece of paper of a progress report that says, here's your child's goal, which again, you have in your child's IEP. Thank you so much for giving it to me again. And then it's saying moderate, making progress, sufficient progress. They all say different things, mastered, etc. I saw the other day in one of my clients' progress reports where it said that the child had mastered the goal. Okay. So I was like, oh, that's great. But then there was no data to say that the child mastered the goal or to prove that the child mastered the goal. And somebody can tell you anything they tell you, but unless you can show it to me, this is a child's education. I'm sorry, I just can't take your word for it. I need to see the proof. Okay. Because this is a child's education and it's not something I'm willing to tally with and just give you the benefit of the doubt. Sorry, but it's not personal. So if you can't get the data sheets of how they take progress every 9 weeks, then we got a problem. All right. So you need to ensure that you get that. All right. Post a 1 below if it's your first through third time catching me live. Tell us where you're from. Post a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. Okay. And I know, like, I don't know if YouTubers can post comments here. If they can, awesome. Do it. And if you're on, let me know if you can. And then the people on the group, you guys are the ones who have to click the streamier.com/Facebook that's in the comments. And then the page, I don't believe, has to do anything to make comments. But that's it. That's today's tip. Okay. Your tip of the week, IEP progress reports given to you every 9 weeks. Typically, some people are 8, some people are 10, 11. But the average is 9. Make sure you request data collection sheets to track the progress from the IEP of your child. How are they tracking it? All right. And then make sure it's in the academic, behavior, and functional goal areas. Okay. So, hi, Leanne. How are you? Oh, yeah. I love Texas. Texas is a popular state for me. Stays busy for sure. Texas, Illinois, are like big ones right now. New York. So yeah. California. All right. So that's what you guys need to know. So 1, make sure you get progress reports every grading period, which is typically 9 weeks. 2, make sure you ask for the data collection sheets to track your child's progress, meaning how is it they're taking the progress and data. Okay. They better be taking the data. And then make sure you're kind of specific on the fact that you want the academic, behavior, and functional goals in the data collection sheets. And hopefully they have that. One of the bigger problems that we're running into is, how one is taking data and then it being sufficient and then in a way, like written in a way in which you understand. So that is key too. So there's nothing wrong with actually contacting your child's teacher and saying simply, hey, Kim, message me and let me know when your next IEP is. So there's nothing wrong with messaging your child's teacher and saying, can we have a conversation in regards to how you take data? All right. I have started suggesting, and you're going to see this in my present levels and goals course that is launching in February. You are going to be able to see that it's really clear how to take data. All right. It's making it, I have a couple teachers who have reached out to me in reference to this course because they're wanting to learn how to take more data in the right way. And then writing better present levels. And realizing that parents have gotten smart and updated, that they know what's supposed to go into those present levels, which, typically have been lacking. Okay. My beautiful IEP that I had last week that I went live about, that team really took note of what I wanted in that present level. And they didn't even argue. I mean, granted, it came right from the evaluation. But a lot of times they'll argue, well, we don't need to put all that in there. We don't need to put that in there, because they're wanting to keep it out of as many documents as possible. Okay. Even though it's still in your evaluation, that's great. And that's fine. But to put it now into the IEP is crucial. All right. And honestly, evaluations should be in the IEP, believe it or not. All right. That's rule, a rule. um, but a lot of districts will just put like scores and stuff like that, which is not understandable to the parent. And that's what you need to say is that's not understandable to me. I need the verbiage. All right. And you are allowed to say that because you are the person that has to understand that IEP. That's number one. All right. So make sure you get those data collection sheets. Okay. And talk to your child's teacher, talk to them and say, hey, can I see how you take data so I can make sure that I understand? And if not, we talk about how you will be doing that so that I can understand. All right. Because you do have to understand, and they have to do it in a way in which you understand. That is across the board law. All right. State and federal. So you need to, if you don't understand it, don't not ask for help. Okay. Isn't that what we tell our kids? If you don't understand, ask questions. If you don't understand, ask me. Okay. Same thing with you guys. All right. Adults have to do the same thing. If you don't understand, ask. If you don't trust somebody, all right, or that you're going to get the right answer, then try to find somebody who you know does know the answer. Okay. So that you can get the right answer. Don't just ask random people because then you'll probably get 50 million different responses and you'll be really confused at that point. But, ask somebody that you know knows that answer. Okay. So that's it for today. Okay. And I'm going to put up a poll because I need y'all's help. All right. I've been on Facebook for a long time. So I have a pretty big following on Facebook, but on TikTok, it's hard, y'all. Okay. So I'm going to need your help because I know you guys are the important people. And this is where I started off. So this is my home. Okay. No, not yet, Bill. Haven't had time for all that yet. I'm just going to buy it. Don't you have to buy it? So Leanne, how's your IEP? All right. Texas is a pain in the ass right now. So tell me, how's your IEP? If you're still on here, how's everything going with you? Are you having some difficulty? Oh, people ask me, yes. Out of the 4, that's one thing I want to tell you. Out of the 4 spots I had available for February, I only have 2 now. 2. Okay. Because I'm trying to pace myself this year, like I told y'all. 2. Okay, 2. Do y'all have any questions in reference to the progress reports or data collection sheets or what you need to ask or anything like that? And if there's responses that you get, like I want you guys to do this now. Put in an email. Say, hi, can I get, if you didn't get it, because you should have gotten it probably by, Christmas break. If not recently, just here in January is the end of a lot of grading periods. And so if you got a progress report, email and say, hey, can I get the data collection sheets to track the progress from my child's IEP in the academic, behavior, and functional areas? And do that now. Don't forget. All right, that's super important. Okay. I want you guys to get that. I want you guys to make sure you have it in your hand. And if you, for some reason, are given the runaround, message me. I'm curious what it is that they're saying to you, and maybe I can, help you out a little bit as far as like things to say. That kind of thing is what's going into the membership site that is launching finally by the end of this month. All right. That's where you're going to get tons of handouts and PDFs and emails and what to ask for in a FERPA request and how to respond to a PWN and, what you should say when the schools are saying things and you're like, that's not true. That's not what happened. What are you talking about? Of how you respond, not just responding with, that's not true. This is what happened, so that you actually, not only say that's not what happened, but then you back it up in a big way that makes an impact, so that you can keep that and you have it just in case you ever go to due process or anything like that. That will be your lifesaver, I promise. All right. And then I always respond in red below, and I download their PDF or export it, I think it's called, into a doc. And then I write in it in red underneath their stuff, whether they send me a formal letter for a client, if they, just send a PWN and it's just full of crap, all of those things. Because a lot of the things in IEPs, like if they deny something or something like that and say something irresponsible or do something irresponsible, and it has to do with the things that have to go into a PWN, which again, that is a document that you will be receiving in the membership site so that you will never forget. And, what sucks is like, you got your good, sites, what is it, Parent Hub or something like that has some really good stuff. But the thing is a lot of the documents and a lot of the things that you really need, or what to say or how to say it, or how to approach it with them versus just quoting law, is so much more substantial than quoting law, if that makes sense. Because they know if you're just quoting law, more than likely that you're still not knowing what to say or what to do. I got to get my charger. Because they know, they know that, they know if you're like quoting law and you don't really know what you're talking about, but, you're just kind of quoting it and, trying to kind of wing it, so to speak. They know. All right. So you want to kind of not copy and paste a document like that, and really have something to say and back up what it is you're saying it, and the reason being, from what it is for. So if it was in reference to a certain circumstance and what happened, and you ask them to put something into the PWN or whatever the case is, it's how to say it in a way that's going to make an impact. I'm really big on making an impact. Okay. When you make an impact, does it irritate them? I got you, Leanna. Hang on one second. And Leanne. But it's important. Okay. Because once you kind of set the tone, then yeah, it's going to irritate them. Think about it. If somebody calls you out, you're like, yeah, I know I do that, but you didn't have to call me out about it. You know what I mean? It just kind of sets you in a place of like, you're not liking it. Right. Well, same thing with them. All right. But you're not playing games. You have to let that be known, or you're going to be used like you wouldn't believe. All right. You were just going to be this little pawn in the pawn shop and be every which way, because they're going to use and abuse you all over the freaking place. All right. And that doesn't mean you're not going to have some nice people within your team. It just means that this is politics, y'all. All right. It is. All right. And you could have this beautiful, wonderful experience and not know exactly what goes into the IEP and it just be a mess, but you're getting along and you think everything's going well. Or I put people in categories. I should make a list and make a document of my categories. It's interesting, because then I have my parents who know their stuff. They just don't know how to deliver it. All right. So they know the laws, they know their stuff, they know what's right and wrong, but they don't know how to deliver it to the team in the right way in order to make something happen. Then we have, parents that don't know anything at all, and they will tell you, I know nothing about this stuff. I'm just starting, and those are the ones I love to mold. But even the ones that know their stuff, I want them to become advocates. All right. So that's one thing I'm going to be doing in my membership site. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to decipher. Am I going to just do it in the membership site? And that's the poll that I'm going to get out to y'all too. Or am I going to just have it like be something separate that you have an attachment to get into? If you choose to do the advocacy part, I'm not sure how I'm going to kind of slime that in there. Because, I want to have the parents that want the membership and want the information because it's going to be a godsend. Um, Boy, I wish I had all this information, how to write a PWN in the right way. And really, it's more not a PWN, but how to respond to one in the right way, and how to make sure that documents are changed. Meeting invites, oh my God, the importance of them and responding to them as well. So all these things are going to be in there. How to write different emails. I'll add things, as we go. But the biggest thing is knowing your stuff. All right. And that's what I want my parents to know and learn. And then, on the other part of the membership, it'll be parents that want to become advocates, or even, I've had teachers reach out and say, hey, do you teach people how to become advocates? I'm a teacher. I even had a psychologist reach out to me and say, hey, I'm a school psychologist. I'm really wanting to become an advocate. And, can you give me information on doing that? So, the answer is obviously yes. And, I'm seeing, versus even though I love what I do, I love it. I love it. All right. It gets draining. It gets very depressing at times, but at the same time, you have a lot of joy with the success when it comes because it's not a one and done thing. So, my kiddo's here. So that's what's really important and important for you to remember.
Hello.
Hi. And wow.
On the line.
Yes.
I'll take it out the line.
So it's just important to remember that you're the most important member of this team. And when becoming an advocate, you still are. Okay. Because you're now advocating for a child, even though that child is not yours. Okay. So you and the parents are now the most important members of that team. Okay. And especially if you become a really good advocate and know your stuff, you will really make an impact in these kids' lives. Okay. And that's what's important is I think that as things are changing right now, becoming advocates and really, I mean, you can do it full time or you can do it part time, however you want. And, one of the things that I'm thinking I want to do, if the parents who are wanting to become advocates want me to, I will obviously leave it up to them, is in the training. I attend IEP meetings with them, at least one, to then give constructive criticism, or props, you know. But then also I'm there if something goes kind of haywire to pick up the slack. And then you are taught, but see me, I learn from seeing it, show me how to do it. So that can help a lot of you. Or some people are like, okay, thanks for the information. I got this. So whichever you are, it's totally fine. But I think that for some, the having that cushion, I know for me, having that cushion of, okay, Raven's going to be there, whoever's teaching is going to be there. Then, I kind of feel reassured and comfortable and okay, I got this. And, you're just feeling a little bit better than if you're just all by yourself kind of the first time around. So I'm still kind of figuring out the intricacies of that. But it's going to be worked out in the next couple weeks. So I think I'm going to make a poll of just to get your input and what you think, and see how many people who are really interested in becoming an advocate, and are serious about it though. I want serious people who want to become advocates and who really want to put the time and effort into learning special education law, and also know you don't have to be me. Please don't be me. I want you to be you and be better than me. That's what I want. I want to teach people to be better than me and to get things done for kids and to advocate in a way that works. And there's many different ways to do that. Um, and the biggest thing is knowing your laws and being able to take action and putting, if you say something, say what you mean what you say. And that's the way it has to go with the system. All right, so we're good. You guys have the information for the progress, so ask for your IEP progress reports. If you don't get them, ask for the data collection sheets so you know how they're taking their data. Make sure you ask for the data collection sheets in the areas of academic behavior and functional skills, and that you're able to then see how they're doing that and coming up with whatever it is that they're putting in the progress report. Do not just take a progress report with the repetitive goals that you already have in the IEP and it say mastered or making progress, and don't just go, oh, okay, no worries. All right, no problem. I got it. My child's making progress because they said so. I mean, if I said, what is it? I don't want to say the wrong thing. If I said bees don't make honey, would you believe me? No. But I said it. I can put it on a piece of paper if you want. Anybody can say anything. Okay. All right. So, Lana, I've been trying to get them to do another review of my daughter's IEP. What do you mean? A review. I mean, you can ask for an IEP meeting anytime and they have to meet within 30 days. So, what are you? And yeah, Leanne, no problem. You can catch the replay. You are so welcome. I've sent emails to the teacher and called the principal multiple times. What have you said? Hi, Amber. Thank you, sweetheart. What have you said? Cheryl, hi. 14 inches. Oh my gosh. I would die. I couldn't do it, Cheryl. I couldn't do it. $14. Wow. We got quite a bit about a week and a half ago, something like that. But it's kind of melted now, but we got a little bit last night. So, Lana, if you want, contact me. Do you have my WhatsApp information? I mean, if you've sent emails and you've, don't call, girlfriend. Do not call. All right. Because you can't prove you called. I mean, you can, but then you're pulling your Verizon or whatever your phone records are and pain in the ass. Just email. But you have to message me or, and tell me what you're saying because that's not okay. All right. You should be able to put in an email. I'm requesting an IEP meeting. Please get back to me so that we meet within the allotted time frame of 30 days, So I don't know why they're ignoring you, but you need to get to the bottom of it. And from the first date that you emailed to request an IEP meeting is your day one. Amber says, what kind of dedication does it take to become an advocate? Expand on that a little bit. What do you mean dedication? I mean, and it depends. I mean, this is on you. To become a good advocate, it takes you learning the laws and understanding how they come into play. That is where the stickler kind of comes in. All right. Because, there's a lot of advocates out there and there's a couple that, have had courses, stuff like that. And I've taken their courses because I want to know what's being taught. I want to know what's being done. I definitely don't want to copy what they've done for sure. I have my own thoughts and ideas, but I like to see what's out there. And then I actually like to do it different. Because for me, just having a Zoom and videos of, hey, this is what you do. Here you go. Da 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 da. Even though you guys get a lot from my lives and stuff like that. And of course, you still need videos, of face to face and that sort of thing. But there's better ways to teach somebody. And I would much rather teach a small group of people and then keep repeating it. And then those people, once they become proficient, then, pay it forward. And then do what I do and double it. You know what I mean? Just get it out there so that these kids get everything they need. But as far as how much education, none, girlfriend. You could be a stay-at-home mom. You could have just gotten your GED or your high school diploma. I don't care. All right. If you have a child with special needs, my thing is you don't have to have a child with special needs. But if you do, that passion is double, in my opinion. But also, you have teachers who want to become advocates, so they have that passion and love for children. And then you have, this psychologist. She wanted to become an advocate. And obviously she has her knowledge, and so you have to have no education whatsoever. None. Okay. You have to know the laws, which is what I would be teaching you. And I would give. So I have these 2 books now, and this is where I'm going to teach from. Okay. This is a lawyer's reference guide. And this is the Code of Federal Regulations. This is your Bible. Your Bible. Okay. Literally your Bible. So this will be mandatory. And you will know your shit at the end of the day. All right. And if you don't, you got your Bible. But where the learning comes in, okay, and what I want to do, which is why I'm steering away from solely doing like a Zoom, because, or at least a Zoom with, where you just catch it, not that you won't have a copy, but, it's important to commit to whatever it is I'm going to do, whether it be an 8-week course or 12-week course, whatever, because that face-to-face is what's going to give it to you. So even though you'll have the replay, because hearing how I'll deliver something or hearing scenarios that happen, because what I'll do is I'll be talking to some of my parents and getting okays and signatures of my students, hearing bits and pieces of IEPs, of things the schools will say, of things I will say, of things the parents will say, and you will be blown away. All right. You will see. I want to give my students a good idea. I want to be able to paint that picture. You know how passionate I am about reading, right? Amber and Lana and Leanne. And so I want that picture painted for you in how to become an advocate so that you can see scenarios that happen and then hear me in the meeting, but then hear me talking to you and explaining, okay, this is why I said that, or this is why I said this, and this is why I asked the 50 million questions about the evaluations. This is why I said this, that, and the other. All right. This is why, every goal needs to now have written work, if you can say have written work, and it say I've changed what I want things to say, because as I move along, as you move along, as you advocate and advocate and advocate, just like anything else in this world that you do with your job, whatever it is, each year you get better and better and better and better because you're learning things along the way. Well, now, as Cheryl knows very well, is anecdotal data, written work, quizzes, assessments, tests, whatever, all should be in how goals are measured. Okay. And anecdotal data is key because it covers it all and they don't want to put it. Okay. And so those are things that you have to know what to say, how to say it, not give up if they say, oh, no, we're not doing that. Yeah, you are, because that's what we need to be able to see if it's being measured. We're not going to just take subjective data. And then how to move forward if things don't happen the way you're needing them to, you know? And then how to explain to parents, okay, these are your choices and your options. It's up to you of how we proceed, and, laying the kind of layers down. And then moving forward with, and at the business end, if that Ravens IEP, that's right. I like that. But bottom line, yeah, we'll have to come up with a name, right? But bottom line, we'll have to have a whole process where you guys learn and then you move into the business end, you know? Like getting an LLC and all that's easy. I can teach you how to do that in 5 minutes. But as far as, making sure that you understand that, there's the advocacy and there's the business discussion and things that go with that. And so I want everything encompassed into my course. I guess it's like my mom always taught me. She's like, if you're going to do something, do it right so you don't have to do it again. So that's kind of been my mindset, always, because who likes to do something and again, So now, will I always add stuff and make it better? Of course. But that's kind of how I look at things, because I've seen, some really good advocates, and they have courses, but I'm like, that wouldn't teach me how to do what I do. There's no way. It just would. So I've had to look at things like, because I'd hate to say, oh, you're going to become an advocate because you hear me talking on a Zoom or, have a conversation or whatever, and that's just not true. It's not true. Because the truth is getting in there and getting into the nitty gritty and really doing it. And then having someone that can say, okay, you did a great job. That was awesome. Even if I didn't go into meetings, because I know some people have said, hey, will you come to my, meetings with me, or, this, that, and the other. But then also meetings can be recorded and then that recording can be sent, So there's different things that can happen in order to get that input, which is important, right? So, because you don't want to just be thrown out to the wolves and me say, have a nice day. Hopefully you got it, So I don't want to do that. All right. So hopefully that explains things as far as like dedication. I mean, you just have to be able to dedicate time into learning, and doing it. And then putting it into action, and then getting, some constructive criticism of you explaining what happened or what was said, or, all of those different things. And then going and doing it again. Or, you're told something and you didn't really know what to do in the IEP and you kind of left it alone, but then immediately following it, you get input, right? And then you can go immediately write an email of changing it around and requesting what you need, because it's not too late, So it's an immediate, you leave it alone if you don't know, and then you get the answer. That's what I want to be able to provide, but I'm only one person. So that's where I'm trying to figure out of, should I go handpick some people that I know are going to just fly with this and then they help teach others? Or, I'm still kind of playing with it. So if you have any ideas, let me know, I just don't want I don't want people to fall through the cracks and get frustrated or feel like they're going to fail a child. Um, so I really want to make sure I iron out the kinks and know 100%, how things are going to work. And then obviously I need to duplicate myself, meaning by others who are not me. And them then teaching others. So I'm going to have people who want to be advocates, and then I want people who want to be advocates and teach other people. So it's really kind of two area piece, because I want some of y'all out there who want to teach others, and I'll teach you. For those who want to teach others, I'll teach you personally, or in a handful, because I want it to be passed down and passed forward. And then for those of you who need the full everything, then we do that. So it's going to be ironed out. I will do a poll because I do want to hear from you guys. You are the most important piece to it, because you all are the ones that are going to tell me how it is you learn, so that I can encompass all areas in the course. Okay. And I can't do it as a course like I did my present levels or my Rock the IEP big course. But I do think that you should take the Rock the IEP course, and really get a good view, if you are serious about being an advocate, so that you can that you have that background piece to it. And then the present levels course will be coming out, and the membership, so you can choose one of those. But then obviously being taught to become an advocate. Okay. All right, guys. So have a wonderful evening. Message me, Leanne, so that I can help you out. Or is it Lana? Yeah, Lana. So Lana, message me and let me know how I can help as far as getting. Here's the thing: is you don't really want them to review the IEP. I mean, they're you need to have purpose, just so you know. All right. So message me, but you have to have a purpose. Like, because let's just say I'll play devil's advocate and just say I was the director of special ed. I would say, or even the case manager. Okay. I would say, what would you like to meet for? Because you don't just call an IEP meeting just to say hi to everybody.
That was supposed to be. I
You
take
know?
it so hard.
Okay.
But that sucks.
Yeah.
I take it so I see out the line.
So you want to make sure that you have a purpose. Obviously, you probably do. But I'm just saying that you need to state you have a purpose. You're welcome, Amber. So hopefully that helps you, Amber, though. You don't have to have any education. None. Zero. None. So anybody out there, if you think that you have to be some smarty pants, or, and if you're somebody that for some crazy reason, because I can tell you more than likely it's completely not true, where you may lack some confidence, or you feel like you want to do it, but you just don't feel like you have the confidence to do it, don't let fear stop you from helping another child. Don't. Because once you kind of get through that, which is going to be a you thing, I bet you'll fly. I bet. So don't let fear get in your way. It's okay to be a little bit nervous, because yeah, you're advocating for somebody else's child, which read my mind. No, please don't do that. If you have a GED and you feel like embarrassed because you didn't get an education or you whatever, okay? I don't care. Okay? You could become the best advocate in the United States and have 0 education. And that is a fact. Okay? That is a fact. You could have no education but a GED. You could not be able to do algebra. I can't do algebra. I don't know how to do that Y and X shit anymore. Can't. And don't care to either. And just don't let fear. Don't. Mm-mm. Because the thing is, I mean, you could take 1 client a month, you know, and just do it like that. You can do whatever you want, you know? Um, you can be one of those people that start out fast and go for it. You can be one of those people who just start out slow and, go for it that way. It doesn't matter. What's important is you put one foot in front of the other and keep it moving. And that you do have to learn to have a backbone because you'll hear all kinds of stuff. All right. And you just can't take things personally at all, or at face value, you know? Um, but it's a great thing to do. It's much needed. Um, and you can make a difference. And again, don't let fear get in your way because you think that you have no education or you're still trying to figure out your own child's stuff, or because you know what? You actually could totally get your child's stuff together because you're doing this. It could be like a all encompassed thing. I mean, how you really need to look at it is if it's something you want to do and it's something you feel that you would be passionate about, then don't even think about it any further. You made your decision. Because the first part of becoming a CEO of your child's IEP and other children's IEP, something that CEOs do is they make a decision. Right or wrong, they make decisions. And their decisions are typically not made off of fear, based on fear. But you can never think in your head, oh, I'm never going to make a mistake. I'm never going to do anything wrong. I'm never going to, say the right thing all the time. We don't even do that in everyday life. Okay? They don't say the right thing all the time. You don't say the right thing all the time. It's okay. Okay? But yeah. All right. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. And I will put up a poll. If you want Amber or Bill, because I know you have a lot of stuff to add, or anybody else on here, if you have any ideas for the poll of things to post, the poll will be like, do you want to become an advocate? But then, of ideas of how to learn, how it should go, that sort of thing, PM me or WhatsApp me, which is even better. All you got to do is download WhatsApp. I can post my link to WhatsApp here. I'll do it right now. So all you do is go to your app store. It's so easy, guys. Don't let it intimidate you. Go to your app store, download WhatsApp, okay? And then all you got to do is click this link I'm getting ready to put into the chat, and it takes you to me. That's it. That's all you got to do. All right. So I just put it in the link in the chat. So that's all you got to do. Download WhatsApp and then click that link. Okay. And it says wa.me/message, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I will talk to you guys soon. Post below if you have any questions, if you're catching the replay. And then I think it was what was Atlanta, make sure you message me in reference to your email. Okay? All right, guys. I will talk to you soon. Bye.